Hey, what's happening, gamers? Welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney Trilogy for the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah!
Brought to you by Capcom.
Woohoo!
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell to be notified when more Ace Attorney arrives every day at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes!
All right, it's time for us to jump back into the trial as we take on Larry Butts, who's always fun. February 9th, 11:15 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 1.
Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm not really sure what to say.
Iris, we only have 20 minutes. There are 2 things which I need to ask you before we reconvene.
All right, I'll help you any way I can.
First, about that night, you really didn't go to the Inner Temple, correct? The last witness claims to have met and talked with you in the training hall. Either you or Sister Bikini is lying.
Mr. Edgeworth, it is just as I said yesterday. Until the incident occurred, I was in my own room in Hazakura Temple.
Very well. The second thing, then. That night, the temple snowmobile was used in between the time Sister Bikini returned to the main hall and when she bore witness to the murder. Sometime between 10:30 and 11 p.m. that night. Were you the one who used the snowmobile?
There is only one key for the snowmobile. The only person who could have used it was me.
So it was you. But why? What made you go to the Dusky Bridge?
I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth.
Uh-oh. Oh my gosh!
Oh, 5 psychic.
Iris! Psycho locks!
I can't tell you about that yet.
Yet?
Not until her safety is confirmed.
Her?
The safety of the Acolyte.
The Acolyte, huh? Oh, she must be talking about Maya.
What?
Iris, look at me in the eye and tell me the truth. Did you kill Elise or not?
No matter who or what may come, I could never take a life.
As I thought, no psycho locks. Very well.
They're called Psyche Locks, Edgeworth.
It is my job to get to the truth. You'll discover this for yourself soon enough. Interesting. February 9, 11:36 a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 7.
Why do defendants hide things when their life is on the line?
Court will now reconvene. Miss Van Karma, where's your witness?
During the break, a man was detained for suspicious behavior in the gallery.
Suspicious behavior?
He was sketching something very intensely.
Dare I say what the witness was sketching when he was detained?
He drew a terrifying woman, armed with a demonic face and a vicious whip.
I can only presume that his intention was yowzers!
Anyway, it's time to drag this pathetic excuse for an artist before the court.
Okay.
Laurice Dunham! I mean Laurice, I hope you're ready. Get in here!
It would seem that the whip is going to see plenty more use today.
Oh, she'll have no problem taking it out on Larry. Your sketch is in contempt of court.
Hey! I was just artistically youch!
You tried to run away from the bailiff who was trying to hand you your subpoena, correct?
Hey, look, I'm nothing but a fledgling artist training out in the mountains, yo. I'm only down here in the city because I ran out of green paint. Well, I used the technical term for color, viridian.
Larry, this isn't an art store, now is it?
I know, I graduated junior high, okay? Look, art is all about working in the fields, isn't it?
Working in the fields, eh? I presume he wanted to say field work, I hope.
Oh.
That's it. Thanks, buddy.
It's kind of sad that I was able to understand his mangled train wreck of a sentence.
I just happened to stop in here and found a wonderful new model. So see, I've got nothing to do with this trial at all. I accept all your faces to be red when you realize this mistake. Bright red. Or to use the technical term, Crimson Lake. Ouch! 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 Stop it, man! Yowzers!
Stop your pathetic babbling and testify like a man!
Refrain from whipping me, Miss Van Karma. Cross-whipping is as bad as cross-checking, eh? Witness, that was all your fault. Testify now or else, eh? Way, this is too much for me, man.
I have to say, the whip is funny, but if this was in real life, that would be extremely uncomfortable.
Assault.
And, like, I know.
Battery.
I was at the lodge out in the mountains looking up at the stars that night. I walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. The girl I was waiting for didn't show up. My teacher died on me. I'm all alone now. Aren't I edgy?
Wow.
Oh, Larry.
You did see somebody, though. Oh, man, I can't do his stupid...
Witness.
Witness, please refrain from talking directly to the lawyers during your testimony, eh? I just want to keep doing the Scottish judge for some reason.
I know.
I'm sorry, nothing but a small, worthless man, aren't I?
And I wasn't asked for my name and occupation or anything else.
That's right.
Mr. Edgeworth, this man seems to have quite a severe inferiority complex, eh? He's recently been the case of numerous incidents. I think he's finally realized for himself just how much of a nuisance he's been to other people.
Yeah, that's right. I'm behind everything. Every case. Watch out, okay? Just touching will make you internally unhappy.
Oh my god.
Well then, let us proceed with the cross-examination with no touching, thank you. We can delve into other details at a later time, eh?
Okay.
It's hard to go from surfer to Canadian to British.
yeah.
My brain just can't.
Do you want me to do Larry?
No.
Okay.
I was at the lodge in the mountains looking up the stars at the night.
No.
I walked to the bridge a few number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. Lies.
It is really hard to go back and forth, that's for sure.
You saw Phoenix Wright.
That's true.
Larry Butts. I can understand why you might want to throw your old life away. You're pretty pathetic and you cause all sorts of problems.
I'm sorry.
But, having realized just how much of a nuisance you have been, that could be considered a step in the right direction.
Edgy, are you trying to console me?
It certainly doesn't sound that way to me, eh? However, I cannot forgive you for simply turning away from the incidents you create.
Way, you're totally pinning this on me.
Now then, let's talk about the night of the murder, shall we? Sister Bikini, after seeing the murder take place, asked Phoenix Wright to report it. Thus he headed for the public phone by the bridge. There he happened across a certain nefarious individual. You, Larry Butts.
That's right, me in the flesh.
So he did see somebody.
Listen carefully, witness. It doesn't matter if you change your name. So as long as you remain pathetic, you'll continue to cause these incidents, eh? That really will never change.
But what do you want me to do then?
Larry, what you need to change is your inner self. But for now, what you saw that night will suffice. Testifying truthfully about this one issue is all I need from you at this time.
Edgy, I think I've finally woken up.
Huh?
Well, I guess I could still be sleeping, haha. But anyway, let's do it. I'll testify. Well, I'm not sure this will go especially well.
Alright, I'll ask again that the witness, eh? What did you see on the night of the murder? Don't you know? The night of the murder. What you saw.
What I saw, part 2.
Oh my gosh.
I went to the shack at around 9, so it would have been 10:30 p.m. I was lying under my bedding, then a white flash almost blinded me. Whoa! I looked out the window and the dusky bridge was on fire. There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. That's when I ran into Nick.
Okay. You certainly saw quite a lot, didn't you, eh?
So, what happened to the bridge after it caught on fire?
It was like, after a 3-day stint chasing a girl, it totally burnt out. Like, almost totally gone.
Oh my God.
I mean, trying to cross the bridge remains, was that what caused Nick to fall and stuff?
What did you say?
Oh, don't worry. It's nothing life-threatening. He just caught a cold.
I never know with a man if he should be called lucky or unlucky.
Now, Mr. Edgeworth, please commence your cross-examination, eh? What I Saw, Part 2.
I went to the shack around 9.
Okay.
What did you do out there in the cold for an hour and a half?
Yeah, that's what I'd like to know.
Well, if you really must know, I was busy being excited, I guess.
What?
Excited? I even ask, eh?
I set a meeting time at 10, right? But I couldn't wait, and I thought she might come early, too.
Well, it appears she didn't come at all, in the end.
Because they never arranged to meet in the first place, did they?
Shut up! Don't go picking my Bond memories apart! Anyway, I was getting a little worried. I thought maybe Iris had lost her way. So every 20 minutes or so, I went to the bridge. But I didn't see anything particularly suspicious. I didn't have anything else to do, so I went back to the shack to wait for her. Yeah, that doesn't seem like anything important. No, we're not pressing that. Looked out the window, the dusky bridge was on fire!
Oh, yeah, that would be important.
Seeing that, what did you do?
What do you think? I was burning up as well from the fire in my heart.
And that's why you went to take a look at the bridge?
Well, to be honest, it was freezing cold, so at first I thought, forget it. Nope, I'm leaving my covers. But it had pretty much stopped snowing, so I don't know, I changed my mind?
Not sure I care for a forget it attitude you had at first, witness.
There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out.
Still some thunder.
You said right away, but exactly how long after the strike was that?
The lightning fell and then the bridge caught on fire. Maybe around 5 minutes? I mean, I suddenly thought, gotta go check this out.
How far is the small shack you were in from the bridge?
Hold on. Well, it had a pretty much stopped snowing. I guess about a 5-minute walk?
And how did Dusky Bridge look when you got there?
It looked like I had recovered a piece of my childhood. I mean, not even the bonfires kids make during school camp trips can compare.
Well, should I press him for a little more info?
You didn't call anyone? Why did
I
you
would
go
like
to the
that,
bridge?
yeah. Why didn't you call anyone? That's kind of
Yeah.
interesting. Larry, let me ask you one thing.
What is it, Edgy? What's with the serious face?
Why didn't you call anyone?
Huh? What do you mean?
Normally, when faced with a towering inferno, one would try to tell someone. There's public phone right by Dusky Bridge, correct?
Well, of course, I thought of doing that.
Wow.
So then, let's hear why you didn't, eh?
Huh? Oh, yeah, okay, a reason. My reason... It isn't that I didn't try to tell anyone, I just didn't have time, okay?
What?
Why would you not have time?
I arrived at the bridge and Nick showed up less than a minute later.
I thought he said that he was there for an hour and a half. Before Nick
Yeah,
showed
that
up.
contradicts the, Oh my
He
gosh.
said he was there for an hour and a half before Nick showed up. I thought he said he went there at 9.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
And then Nick
And he
showed up
said
at
the snow had
10:30.
stopped, too, so we're gonna present this weather thing again.
Yeah, you're right.
Your very existence being a contradiction, I'm not sure if you can grasp this or not.
Hey, what, Edgy? You make me sound like I'm some sort of alien.
But your testimony is conclusively contradictory.
Oh.
The problem here is the time.
I've never been the best timekeeper, you know. You made a clock for your girlfriend, Larry.
Yeah.
3 minutes after Billy leaves on foot, you follow him on your bicycle. How long does it take for you to catch him up? Catch up with him. Terrible at those.
This is much more simple, Larry. You saw the lightning strike Dusky Bridge, and immediately went to see what happened. Is this correct?
Yeah, well, I wasted about 5 minutes first, but more or less...
I have the weather data from the night of the murder here. According to this, the lightning fell at 10:45 p.m. You say it takes less than 5 minutes from the shack to the Dusky Bridge. Meaning you probably got there around 11 p.m.
That all sounds about right, I guess. Then Nick showed up and did his falling act.
That is impossible.
What do you mean?
11 p.m. is when the murder occurred in Hazakuri Temple. Thus, Wright was still there in the courtyard. There is no way that Larry could have encountered him at Dusky Bridge at that time.
Excuse me! I have an objection!
You do?
Edgy, how many times do I have to say this? I'm not Larry, I'm Laurice. Ah!
It has not been proven that the murder occurred at 11 p.m. at all. The sister only said around 11. In which case, it could have been earlier than that.
Watch your footing there, Franziska von Karma. The slope already ahead is very slippery. But there is still no way that Wright could have been at the Dusky Bridge at 11.
Did you just use my full name? And why not?
It's clearly written here in the weather data report. It took around 30 minutes for the bridge to burn out. Therefore, the bridge must have been burning until at least 11:15 p.m. Which means, Hoser, what exactly? Wright did not see the bridge while it was being consumed by the flames that night. In fact, he did not arrive on the scene until... the flames had died down. Larry, you arrived at the bridge at 11 p.m., but Wright did not make it there until at least 11:15. I suggest you stop hiding things and just tell us the whole truth then. All right? What happened during these 15 minutes?
I feel like I just got brutally woken up by a toilet splashback. I guess I was still sleeping after all. Ha!
What?
Order, yowzers!
So, there was a missing 15 minutes prior to meeting Phoenix Wright. I hardly see that as much of a problem at all.
You would.
Yeah, not much of a problem at all.
Really? The bridge is burning before your eyes, and there is a phone right next to it. Why then did you not report the incident, you buffoon?
Yeah.
Yes, witness, why didn't you? Where were you? Were you simply there to watch the bridge burn?
I know.
And therein lies the problem. For even after the bridge had burned out, he was still there. Staring into space, this witness didn't even attempt to fulfill his civic duty and call the fire department.
Oh my gosh. That's what it sounds like.
But this is Larry we're talking about, and even he is incapable of being so stupid. Which means there has to be a reason for his inaction.
Edgy. I think it's about time I got serious with you, dude.
Just as I thought, you've been playing with us this whole time.
Listen, man, I'm gonna tell you everything. Are you sure you want to hear it all?
Yeah.
Yes, you're testifying, you moron.
I may really say it this time. Ah!
Then say it already.
Very well. I have a terribly bad feeling about this, however. Let's have the witness finally give us the whole truth and nothing but the truth, eh? Now then, for this 15-minute gap, what were you doing, witness? Oh my goodness. The missing 15 minutes. Bum.
I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing? Sketching in front of the bridge. I was whipped into a frenzy of art. The shock and awe that I was feeling, I transferred it all directly in onto the page. Before I realized it, the flames had gone out and then he came running.
Wait, he sat there and sketched it burning?
I suppose artists can be strange folk, eh?
That's right. I'm willing to sacrifice everything in order to draw the perfect sketch.
Including the truth from the sound of it.
Wow.
Mr. Edgeworth, has this removed the last of your doubts, eh? Not at all, Your Honor. One very large doubt still remains. And that would be Ozer? This is a surprisingly believable story, especially considering the source. So why did he think he needed to hide it from us until now? I intend to drag the reason right out of him.
Ha 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 ha! You'll regret this, Edgy.
You're gonna say something really stupid, aren't you?
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
I can't wait for this, Luke.
I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing?
Tell us, Larry.
My name is Laurice. Get it right, man. Mistakes like that'll keep you from being popular with the ladies like I am.
Yeah, she never showed up, so...
Just who exactly are you again?
I'm Laurice, apprentice extraordinaire.
That's what he calls himself in any case. Then you are an artist?
Of course I'm an artiste. The real thing.
Yet again, that's what he calls himself.
Names mean nothing at all. There's only one issue I care to discuss. What were you doing there?
That is a very big issue indeed.
Sketching in front of a bridge, I was whipped up into a frenzy of art.
Sketching the burning bridge?
The burning bridge and everything that came with it.
What's everything that came with it?
What came with it?
You want to hear this from my lips, do you, Edgy? You'll regret this. That's
Enough! Just take that ridiculous sketch of yours out already, witness!
What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean.
It does indeed appear to be a fastest solution. I'll leave it to you, Mr. Edgeworth. What should I do now? I've got a terrible feeling that instant this sketch is revealed, the entire world may be changed by what is depicted. Look at the sketch.
We have to figure out...
Larry, I wonder if you could show us your sketch, please. Exactly.
Well, even I couldn't have imagined it turned out like this.
I feel like his sketches are really bad scribbling like a 5-year-old.
Imagined what?
That Laurice debut would take place here today in this courtroom. Ouch!
Show it now!
Okay, but steel yourselves. This is the world of Laurice. Whatever.
Whoa, there's somebody on the bridge.
Ah! Well, this is the Dusky Bridge, eh? Quite a large bridge, isn't it? Your response, Miss Karma?
Yes, well, it's a better drawing than I expected at all.
Isn't it? I struggled to reproduce those flames, I really did.
Yes, I'm sure you did.
No,
This is going to get ugly.
Why is there a woman that looks like she's in flames?
No one has the courage to bring it up, it seems. This mysterious flying object. Larry.
what is it, bro?
That burning bridge is fine. But what is that unfortunate looking figure?
Huh? You spotted that? I thought you might.
However much I might want to ignore it, I can't.
It's Iris, of course. Iris. I wish she'd take better care of herself. We have to plan for her future, you know? What would happen to her if she had injured herself flying like that?
Flying?
What? Larry, please answer this next question honestly.
Okay.
Are you really claiming to have seen this? Are you claiming to have seen the silhouette of the defendant flying over the bridge that was engulfed in flames?
Yep, that's what I saw.
Oh my god.
That's where I drew it. I'm an artist, a real artist.
You!
That girl, she's really high up in this picture, eh? Larry? Yeah, what?
What was that for, Ozer?
This is all a bad dream. I was hitting you on the cheek to test that theory.
Please whip your own cheek from now on if you wish to test your wild theories, crazy Ozer. Anyway, no court of law will ever acknowledge that people can fly.
Actually, there is some precedent for this.
She was flying pretty high, my sweet Iris. She was about 30 feet above the bridge, at least. It was really something to see. This has to be some kind of mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, please bring the witness back down to earth, eh? What? Me? This witness is your friend, is he not?
Accessory to foolishness, Miles Edgeworth.
Let us get back to the cross-examination by force if necessary, eh? Mr. Edgeworth, I expect you to expose the obvious contradiction here, eh?
Yes, Your Honor. Looks like I've got another reason to remember this moron.
Well, what do you think of my debut piece? Get that thing away from me, eh? I don't like ghosts. Now then, hurry up and cross-examine him so we can get this fool out of here, eh? I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing?
Oh my god.
Alright, we need to press the whole flying thing.
I don't know how we're gonna do that, though.
My gosh.
Sketch in front of the bridge was all warped into a frenzy. I saw Iris flying, her white hood fluttering.
Wait a second.
Wouldn't her white hood get, like, singed or something? But I thought she said she gave her hood away.
Exactly, that doesn't make any sense. Aha! Larry, what did you really see that night? Not that I particularly care, mind you. I think you're completely bonkers.
You're in your position. That's just irresponsible. I drew exactly what I saw. I'll give you a whole $1. That's the truth.
If that is truly the case, then there is one thing that we can say for certain.
What might that be there, Edgeworth?
That the person who flew over the bridge could not have been the defendant, Iris.
What?
Yes.
What do you mean? I don't understand. Youch!
A foolhardy, fool-folly of a foolish statement in an equally foolishly foolhardy fool. How exactly can you make this claim?
Tell us, Larry. According to this picture, the individual whom you say you saw was wearing a hood, correct?
Of course she was. That rundown shack is quite away from, the bridge. The hood is what told me that this floating angel was my Iris. The hood is my darling Iris, and Iris is my darling hood. Yo!
It seems like there are bigger fools in this world than the one at the defense's bench.
Larry, there's something you need to be made aware of. On the night of the murder, Iris wasn't wearing her hood. She had given it to Wright as a gift. Are you going to change your story now? Perhaps suggest it was Wright who took flight? Hi, Shadow.
Hello, Shadow.
What are you talking about?
I think you understand what I mean just fine.
Why? Why did Nick have Iris's hood?
What?
Edgy? What's going on with Iris and Nick?
Oh my gosh.
Why, you Nick, you dog!
I do believe that this unbelievably mysterious sketchy is destined to disappear, discredited, and discarded straight into the garbage.
What?
Ha! Ouch!
What is it now, witness?
It feels like I've been waiting 25 years for this day to come. Edgy, today's the day I get you to completely stupefy you.
What?
What is the meaning of your outburst, witness? I hate to have to do this, but I have some definitive evidence. Definitive?
Evidence?
Iris did indeed come flying over the burning bridge, and I, Laurice, shall prove it.
What?
What?
I didn't expect to ask this again, but shall we be needing your testimony once again?
Tell us anything you know concerning the defendant as depicted in the sketch flying above the bridge. And show us your evidence that this nightmare was actually reality, eh?
Okay, I hope you're ready, Edgy. Because I'm gonna feed you a whooping serving of pain.
You've been serving us a whooping serving of pain this entire time, you Neanderthal. Trust me. Proof that I saw Iris fly.
Edgy's eyes look so weird when he gets upset.
When I reached the dusky bridge, she was already gone. I was so worried, so frantically searched all over for her. That led me to finding a beautiful crystal sphere, half buried in the snow. I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood. After all, no one else could have lost a sphere that night.
So it wasn't Iris who did it.
A crystal sphere, eh?
Maybe it was somebody else.
This one, pretty, isn't it? But finders keepers, okay?
That sphere! Where did you find it?
Let me see. Around here somewhere. Looks about right.
And it was half buried in the snow.
It had pretty much stopped snowing by then, but there was still some falling as I walked to the bridge.
The court accepts this crystal sphere in evidence, eh?
It's mine, okay? I want it back afterwards.
We'll see. There's something on it.
Huh?
Oh my, it's blood. What? Blood? Crystal sphere added to the court record. Hi, Shadow.
You ready, Edgy? By tomorrow morning, you'll be calling me Master Larry. Yeah, I like the sound of that. No one's gonna push me around anymore.
Didn't you want to be called Laurice only a few minutes ago? Proof that Iris flew.
When I reached the dusky bridge, she was already gone. I was so worried, so I frantically searched all over for her. That led me to finding a beautiful crystal sphere half buried in the snow.
Okay. Let's go with...
Well, I feel like this is a really important part of the case because in the picture of them, like, getting murdered, she had no crystal sphere.
That's right. Half buried.
It was sitting in the snow with a little gathered on top of it. It was very hard to spot, actually. I mean, it was dark out, too.
That's interesting.
I'm impressed. You did well to find it, eh?
Good job, Larry.
No matter what you may think when you look at me, I'm a pro, a genius security guard. I used a pen light I borrowed from my company to help in my search. And it sparkled really brightly, as if it was saying, "Here I am."
It does indeed look very much like the crystal sphere on Iris's hood. But I need remind you that she was not wearing a hood that night.
I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood.
But she wasn't. She only had one.
That's true.
It didn't, that's what Bikini testified to. She said that each person only had one hood when she testified, but I don't know how to bring up her testimony.
Oh, whoops.
Oh, Luke.
Oh, a statement contradicts the data provided. I hit the wrong button. It does? How do you mean, eh? Forgive me, Your Honor, but you just said it yourself that it does. Don't you try to play mind games with me, eh? Sorry, people, I hit the wrong button. Curses, it appears I have yet to adjust to being on this side of the courtroom.
I'm sure it was Iris simply wearing a spare hood.
Gonna ruin Edgeworth's perfect record there, Luke.
I know. All right. Let's try presenting either some profiles or... Wait. No.
Well, it could have been Elise, because Elise... I think Elise was the one flying, because because he said, oh, what's her name must have lost that, like, orb thing. Iris, but it was Elise that had the orb.
There. You're right.
Yeah.
So the orb
and she had a hood. Look at her hood.
She does. Why does she have a hood? And why does she have an orb if she's a children's artist?
I feel like she's a magician or a sorceress or something.
Also, look at this.
She has no...
There's no orb inside the staff.
Yeah.
So...
I don't know what to...
I'm gonna say...
Yes.
Photo of Elise.
Okay.
Larry, that night, there was someone who lost a crystal sphere.
There was? Who was this stupid idiot?
Miss Elise, the mentor to a stupid idiot.
The victim?
The very same. I have photo of her here. As you can see, at the end of her staff is a very familiar looking crystal sphere.
Ooh.
Hey! That's my photograph! Give it back! Youch!
A crystal sphere like that one is quite easy to find. I have one just like it on my brooch.
They look nothing alike. In any case, please take a look at this. This is the victim's staff, found at the scene of the crime. Ah, the crystal sphere! It's gone, eh?
Yep.
What? 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 Naughty!
Just what does this mean, eh? If anyone jumped or flew across the bridge that night, it certainly was not Iris after all. She was not wearing a hood, and more importantly, the crystal sphere found at the landing site was not hers either.
It had to have been Elise that flew across.
Creepy. That means the one who flew across the bridge and dropped the sphere was the victim?
Oh my god.
We're all believing in fairy tales now.
A fool alongside another fool on a fool's errand to reach a foolish conclusion. First of all, this sketch, which I prefer to call a scribble, is ridiculous.
It's actually not a bad sketch.
People cannot fly, obviously, thus it is rejected.
You can't do that! I saw it with my own two yowzers!
And this crystal sphere. This is nothing more than a red herring.
It has blood on it. You honestly believe that?
Give it some thought, and I'm sure you'll realize it as well, Miles Edgeworth. Elise Dunham was in her room on the night of the murder. There was no reason for her to go to Dusky Bridge at all. But then why was she there? Therefore, this sphere cannot be related to this case. That is all.
Miss Franziska von Karma, the only people who accept that explanation are scatterbrains and clowns.
Why are you pointing at me?
The victim's crystal sphere was found near the bridge on the night of the incident. Yet you expect us to believe this has nothing to do with the case?
The crystal sphere? It was probably thrown away at the bridge after the murder.
After the murder, eh?
There is blood on the crystal sphere, isn't there? This naturally suggests that it was thrown away after the murder took place. The killer placed it there to throw the investigation off the scent, which is the exact same reason that he drew that ridiculous sketch.
Thank you, Shadow.
What? You mean I'm the killer? Yeah!
All joking aside, just when did this crystal sphere appear near the foot of the bridge? Unless this can be proven in some way, I refuse to believe this is related to the case at all. Wow, she's really
She makes a valid point. There is no evidence that Elise left the Hazakuri temple last night. However, if somehow this crystal sphere can be proven to have been dropped before the victim was killed, then this case is going to transform into something else entirely. Your response, Mr. Edgeworthy? I want your final opinion on the disposition of this crystal sphere. If it's not related to the case, then this witness who you called will have nothing more than a monumental waste of time.
Prepare yourself for some very appropriate punishment, Miles Edgeworth.
Can I prove it? Can I prove that the crystal sphere was dropped before the murder took place? Yes, I can.
We can?
Yep.
How are we gonna prove it, Luke?
This isn't the issue. To simply prove it, that's the only option. That's what he'd do. That's the way Phoenix Wright would do this. Your Honor, allow me to prove something to you. I will prove that this crystal sphere is a vital link to solving this case. You will do what now, eh?
That look in your eyes, Edgeworth. You remind me of Phoenix Wright when he is cornered.
That should come as no surprise, because right now I am Phoenix Wright, and I am indeed cornered. Order you to present your evidence, Mr. Edgeworthy.
Yeah.
Evidence that proves that the crystal sphere was indeed dropped before the incident. It'd have to be the crime photo.
Well, I mean...
Or... we could use the crystal sphere.
I guess.
Found halfway in the snow near Dusky Bridge. It wasn't found near the body, so...
Yeah, I mean... I don't know, because there was no snow on top of her.
There's no snow, there's no cane.
But he said the crystal sphere was halfway in the snow.
Yeah, I think it's the crystal sphere.
Okay.
This crystal sphere, it was half buried in the snow, correct?
That's right. If it hadn't stopped snowing, then it would have been gone forever. Game over. The snow would have been totally covering it.
That's all I needed to hear from you, Larry. Button it. Your testimony makes one thing quite clear. What's that, E? When the crystal sphere was dropped, it was snowing. Even if it was ever so lightly.
Snowing?
On the other hand, let us look at the scene of the murder. As proven earlier today, there is no snow on the victim's corpse.
Yes!
Ah! Therefore, the crystal sphere must have been dropped before the murder took place.
What?
Order! Order, eh?
Order in the court.
On the night of the murder, the victim did indeed go to the Dusky Bridge. And there, something occurred that caused the staff's crystal sphere to come loose. What, eh? What could have done that? This sphere, Your Honor. There is some blood on it, isn't there? Allow me to raise a certain possibility at this junction. The real crime scene was near the foot of Dusky Bridge. Wait.
Objection! The murder didn't take place in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. Only a fool would suggest such a foolish piece of absolute foolishness.
Just who was the fool and which part is so foolish, Miss Von Karma? The snowmobile was used.
Have you been paying any attention this whole time, Miles Edgeworth? The sister saw everything. She saw the victim being killed by the defendant in the Hazakura Temple courtyard.
That's not exactly true, now is it? To put it more precisely, what she saw was the murder weapon being removed from the victim's body.
That's the same thing! Ah!
No, it is not!
Oh.
You said it yourself.
Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of a blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed.
Oh. If that statement is the truth, then Dusky Bridge could have very easily been the scene of the murder. The murder weapon was not removed. Thus, there was no bleeding.
Objection! You are forgetting one vital thing, Miles Edgeworth. Elise Dunham's body was found in Hazakura Temple. On foot, it takes 15 minutes to travel from Dusky Bridge to the temple. You mean to suggest someone carried the body all that way?
Yeah.
On a snowmobile?
I've made it this far. The only place to take this is to the end. I just need to prove that my version of the events is also perfectly plausible. Now then, if the defense is ready, the court would like to have an explanation, eh? Please show us the method by which the victim's body was carried to the temple. Oh, it'd have to be the snowmobile.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
There we go.
Good job, Edgeworth.
On that snowy night, there is one way that the body could have been moved. The snowmobile.
Ah!
As we know, the snowmobile was used that night. It was explained as having been used to dispose of a murder weapon, but it could also have been used to carry a body.
Whoa.
Order! Order, y'all! Stop it!
This is completely unacceptable, Miles Edgeworth. You've dug yourself into your own grave.
Oh, what do you mean, Francisca?
The only one who could have used the snowmobile was the defendant. She's the one who moved the body. Doesn't that put the final nail in your coffin?
You're too late, Franziska von Karma. And in fact, the defense has proven something else entirely.
What?
We have shown that this case requires further investigation.
What?
Where was the victim Elise really killed? If her body was moved, whatever for? And finally, just what does this image mean exactly?
Do you even need to think about that at all? Such a creature could never see the truth, let alone describe it.
Poor Larry. This witness certainly sits on one of the lowest possible branches of humanity. Ouch. However, he would never utter a lie that could hurt a girl with whom he is enamored. He drew this, so it is something that actually happened. The defense stands firm on this point, Your Honor.
Edgy, thank you, buddy.
Oh, that settles it then, eh? I cannot give a verdict under these circumstances of crazy floating people on bridges. Right. I seem to have fulfilled my part in this. It is just as I thought. Franziska von Karma, you make a wonderful partner.
Excuse me?
There was one reason and one reason alone for me being here. To expose the darkness lurking in this case and then pass it on to Wright.
Really? That's what this was all about? You could have just told me that from the very beginning. Then I wouldn't have had a...
Miles Edgeworth, I don't care about what you were here to do at all. This was my chance to finally grind you under my heel.
A shame that your chance seems to have slipped you by.
What a shit!
This is all your fault. Such a terrible witness.
Oh.
I demand satisfaction.
Okay, that was a bit too much.
Is Larry alive?
I cannot believe that the witness testimony relates to an actual event. Also, bailiff, you might want to take the person to the ER. However, there has to be some sort of answer for the questions it raises, eh? Have his words here today have been truth or lies? Next time we gather in this courtroom, those are the matters that should be addressed. I'm counting on a thorough investigation by both defense and prosecution, eh? And with this, the rest is up to you, Wright. Court is now adjourned. Anyone else think the flying person looks like a ghost? Only me? Okay,
Yeah.
hosers. Kind of terrified of the floating flame creature.
Wow, so Wright is gonna finish the rest of it, baby?
I don't know. Alright, so anyway, guys and gals, that does it for this episode. Join us next time as the investigation will resume as we find a floating ghost. I don't know. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and check out the playlist for past episodes if you missed some. Until then, God bless and happy gaming. Thanks so much for watching.
See